Hey everyone, I'm Brian Hudson, and this is Pathfinders, a hiking podcast with Brian. Today's episode is Best Hiking Boots for Over 50 with Knee Support. I'm excited to welcome my friend and gear expert, Ryan. As we age, our needs shift, and the right boots can mean the difference between a summit and a sore week on the couch. We're going to unpack stability, cushioning, weight, and fit so you can hike farther with happier knees. To kick things off, Ryan, help us understand why knee support matters after 50. What changes in our joints, balance, and recovery that make boot choice more critical? And while we set the stage, give us a quick map of boot categories so listeners know where we're headed.
Thanks, Brian. It's great to be with you today. Let's get started. After 50, many hikers experience thinner joint cartilage, slower synovial fluid turnover, and a mild drop in muscle power and proprioception. That mix makes shock loads and awkward foot placements more punishing on the knees, and recovery takes longer when we tweak something. Supportive footwear acts like an exoskeleton. It calms rotational forces, spreads impact, and encourages confident steps so you waste less energy guarding every stride. Here's a big picture on boot types. Mid and high-cut boots hug the ankle for control on roots and side hills. Lighter mids trim fatigue that often amplifies knee ache late in the day. Burly backpacking boots add protection when you carry loads. On gentler paths, trail shoes can work, especially if you pair them with trekking poles.
Ryan, let's now get into fit, because a great design is useless if it rubs or shifts. For hikers over 50, what's the smartest way to try boots in the store? Walk us through timing the visit, which socks and any insoles to bring, how much toe room to aim for, and what to check for heel hold, width, volume, bunions, or hammer toes before we even look at color.
Fit first, always. Visit in the afternoon when your feet are slightly swollen, which mimics trail conditions. Wear the socks you hike in, a merino blend, and bring any orthotics or aftermarket insoles you plan to use. They change volume and arch feel. Start with feet measured for length and width, then try multiple sizes and widths. You want a thumb's width of space beyond the longest toe, a snug heel hold with no lift when you step up, and even contact under the arch. Pay attention to forefoot width and volume. A roomy toe box can spare bunions and hammer toes, while a lower volume boot may cradle narrower heels better. Stand on a downhill ramp. If toes kiss the front, relace or size up.
That checklist saves knees before we even leave the store. Let's open the hood on what sits underfoot. Many listeners hear terms like EVA, PU, shank, plate, and rocker, but are not sure how those translate to knee comfort, especially on long descents. What midsole blends, support pieces, and rocker shapes should we look for? And how do we assess torsional rigidity, heel counters, and secure lacing hardware in hand?
Think of midsoles as your shock management system. EVA foams feel cushy and light. Polyurethane is denser and resists packing out. For many older hikers, a blended midsole or dual density setup gives soft landings without a mushy, unstable feel. Add a nylon or lightweight composite shank or forefoot plate to control twist and rock bruising. It keeps your knee from compensating for a sloppy platform. A mild heel-to-toe rocker helps you roll through each step and reduces braking on downhills. In store, do the twist test. Hold the forefoot and heel and try to ring the boot. It should resist. Squeeze the heel counter. A firm cup keeps the calcaneus aligned. Check for locking eyelets or hooks that hold tension between zones.
Love those in-hand tests. Traction is the next pillar. Downhill jab and slide can light up knees if the outsole is wrong. What lug depth and patterns should we target for soft, muddy, or mixed trails? And how useful is a defined heel brake for controlling speed without quad thrashing? After that, I want your take on upper materials and whether to go waterproof or airy in hot climates.
For outsoles, think about terrain first. Deeper lugs, around 5 millimeters, bite into soft or muddy ground, and clear debris better. On hardpack, a slightly lower profile with multi-directional edges keeps contact smooth without feeling skittish. A defined heel break, that shelf under the heel, adds bite and shortens stopping distance on descents, so your knees and quads do less braking. Mixed patterns with lateral and rear-facing lugs improve side hill and downhill control. On uppers, leather brings durability and structure, great for stability, but it runs warmer and takes longer to break in. Modern synthetics shed weight, dry fast, and breathe well. Waterproof membranes shine in wet or cold. In hot, dry climates, non-waterproof mesh keeps feet cooler, reducing swelling and fatigue.
Great breakdown on bite and breathability. Let's talk geometry and alignment. Many older hikers ask about heel-to-toe drop. What range tends to feel best for tender knees? And how should folks approach changes if they have been in a certain style for years? Also, where do aftermarket insoles and prescription orthotics fit into the picture for knee tracking and comfort? And what should shoppers look for in those?
Most hikers over 50 do well in a moderate drop, roughly 6 to 10 millimeters. That little lift eases calf tension and reduces the ankle dorsiflexion needed on steep descents, which can reduce anterior knee stress. Sudden shifts are risky though. If you want to try lower drop footwear, transition slowly over several weeks, rotating pairs and trimming mileage until your calves and Achilles adapt. For insoles, prioritize a deep, supportive heel cup to center the calcaneus, a firm, not spongy, arch that matches your foot, and a stable platform that does not squish side to side. Those elements improve alignment from the ground up. If you wear orthotics, bring them to every fitting. They change volume and can move you a half size easily.
That makes sense, and the gradual transition note is huge. Another big lever is weight. Ounces on the feet feel like pounds by hour 5. How should hikers balance weight against protection and support, especially when knee comfort is the priority? And for listeners who want a testing list, could you share several current models worth trying on for different foot shapes and priorities, with the reminder that fit decides the winner? Examples, not endorsements.
Weight compounds with every step, and weight on the feet costs more than weight on the back. For knee comfort, pick the lightest boot that still feels planted, protects from rocks, and controls twist on side hills. If you wobble or guard your stride, you spend more energy and stress knees anyway. Try these: Hoka Kaha 2 GTX, max cushion and a rocker. Loa Renegade GTX Mid, supportive feel. Obaz Bridger Mid, firm platform and insole. Salomon Quest 4 GTX, chassis stability. Keen-Tarjee 3, mid, roomy toe box. Scarpa Rush TRK GTX, cushion plus control. Topo Trail Venture 2, wider toes and mild rocker. Avoid heel slippage, toe bang, and wobbly midsoles. Let comfort and control decide. Poles reduce knee load, replace worn tread and midsoles.
Fantastic shopping list, and the logic shines through. Let's give listeners control tricks they can use immediately. Lacing can make or break downhill comfort. Could you teach a simple heel lock or surgeon's knot to stop toe bang and heel lift, and explain when to tighten or relax the forefoot versus the cuff? Then walk us through a quick break-in and test protocol at home, including your favorite downhill check before the first hike.
Start with the heel lock, the runner's loop. Lace to the top eyelets. Feed each lace through the last eyelet to form loops. Cross the tails, pull through opposite loops and cinch. It clamps the heel into the pocket. A surgeon's knot is 2 wraps before a hook. It locks tension so you can keep the forefoot relaxed and the cuff snug for descents. For break-in, wear boots indoors, add stairs, and take short walks. Actionable tip: do the 2-minute downhill test before you buy. On a store ramp or stair, lace with a heel lock and walk downhill for 2 minutes in your hiking socks and insoles. If your toes touch the front or your heel lifts, change lacing, size, or model until both issues disappear.
That wraps today's Pathfinders. We dug into why knees need extra love after 50, how to choose boot types, nail the fit,
and judge midsoles, traction, and uppers. We covered drop, insoles, lacing, weight, and a testing routine, plus models to try. You now have the 2-minute downhill test to trust choice. Thanks for listening. Hike smart, hike happy. See you on the trail.